Hey, how's it going? Lee Hayward here with another follow along home workout. And today we are going to be doing a follow along ab workout. So today it's all geared towards abdominal and core training to focus on basically just tightening up that entire midsection. So if you are tuning in right now, I just want to make sure that this is coming through loud and clear and that you can hear me, you can see me and all that. So if you're watching live right now, just let me know in the comments if this is coming through loud and clear, that we're not having any audio or video technical difficulties. Because I know in the past, some of the workouts that I've done, we have had some issues with the audio. And I just want to make sure that this one's coming through loud and clear before we actually jump into our workout today. And of course, as you're tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from, right? What part of the world are you tuning in from? What time is it? And let me know if you're planning on actually following along with the workout today. So if you are, change into your workout clothes, grab yourself some water, and let's get ready to go. All right, we have Patrick's tuning in. Hey, Patrick. Paul is watching live. Welcome. Again, I just want to make sure that the audio is coming through loud and clear. So if you can type into the chat window and let me know, I'd really appreciate it. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay from when I actually do the live stream and when the video chat comes through. Daniel's tuning in from the UK. Welcome, Daniel. Thanks for tuning in. So I've got our routine listed out. And today what we're really going to focus on is hitting all the areas of the core. So we're going to be doing some mountain climbers, some sit-ups, some leg raises, some planks, and also some work for the lower back. All right. Paul's tuning in from Calgary. Awesome. Glad to have you joining us, Paul. Again, I'm assuming the audio is coming through loud and clear. Nobody commented yet saying it's not. So if it is coming through loud and clear, we'll get ready to go. So again, got some water. You want to grab some water, change into your gym clothes if you haven't already done so, and we'll get ready to go through our warm-up routine. Who's enjoying these live follow-along workouts? I mean, I am. I mean, this is my daily motivation to stay on track and to stay consistent. Because I mean, just knowing that I'm going to be tuning in, knowing that there's people here expecting to follow along with these workouts, it helps hold me accountable. So I mean, I'm getting just as much benefit from this as you are, if not more. So it's great to have that as well. You know, it's easy to get lazy, especially when, you know, you can't get to the gym. That's an easy excuse, right? And then, of course, when you have all the extra stress and just the fuss of the situation we're going through right now, I mean, it's so easy to just say screw it and give in and you know, start eating junk food and that. And like, you know, the other day I was at the grocery store getting some groceries. And I always like to do this. Like, this is a strategy, a good eating strategy that you can implement for yourself. When you're at the grocery store, you should be proud of what's in your shopping cart. Like, you should feel proud of it, because if you're proud of what's in the shopping cart, then guess what? That stuff that's in that shopping cart is going to eventually go into your mouth, and eventually going to be, you know, either lean muscle on your body or it's going to be body fat on your body. And this is something that I've been noticing a lot. It's like, I notice it in general anyway, but even more so now that we're in this whole, you know, panic crisis and all that with the, you know, the coronavirus and everything else. I'm seeing people hoarding junk food. Like the person that was in line ahead of me at the grocery store, I mean, stocking up on frozen pizzas and potato chips and cookies and cakes and all this processed crap. Whereas I'm over there stocking up on the fruits and the veg and the meats and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's what I want to eat all the time, regardless if it's a panic crisis or not. But I mean, especially now, because that stuff is going to help to fuel your body, boost your immune system, and make you healthier. Whereas if you're eating all that processed stuff, that's just empty garbage calories. That's just placing more stress on your body. So, I mean, you want to take care of yourself at all times, but especially now, where, I mean, if you get sick, at least you want to be in a position to be able to fight it off. And having good, high-nourishing food in your system is going to help with that, rather than this empty calorie crap that most people are filling up on. So, man, if anything, use that as an excuse to eat clean, right? Use that, just your health, your overall health and fitness. Use whatever excuse you can to eat clean. And to help you with that, I actually posted up a vitamin and mineral guide that you can download. You've probably seen a link to it on my Facebook page if you've been following along. I'll post a link to it in the description of this after the replay is posted up of this one. But it's a full vitamin and mineral guide that covers. I originally made that guide for athletes, right? Because it was vitamin and mineral intake for athletes. Because people who are active and working out on a regular basis, they have higher vitamin and mineral needs than what the RDA, the recommended daily allowance, suggests. And quite honestly, we all have higher vitamin and mineral needs than what the RDA suggests. You have to keep in mind, the RDA was developed back in World War II to help prevent soldiers from dying from malnutrition. It wasn't designed for optimal performance and health and fitness. So just going by, the recommended daily allowance, okay, that'll keep you alive, but we want to thrive. We just don't want to stay alive, right? So having adequate levels of vitamins and minerals, it's going to help to boost your immune system, make you feel healthier, and it's going to improve your muscle growth, help aid with fat burning, and just make you feel stronger in general. So if you want to get a copy of that, you can head on over to my Facebook page. Well, you're on the Facebook page now if you're watching this video. But I'll post a link to the actual download in the replay. And it's a free download, right? It's totally free. Just go download a 37-page guide that covers all the major vitamins and minerals and the optimal amounts that you want for each of them. And it also covers suggested foods that you can get these from naturally, as well as some supplement recommendations. So it's a great guide, and it's a good complement to a nutrition program. Because most people, all they're focusing on is counting their macros and their calories, right? How much protein, carbs, fat, and calories. That's all they're thinking about. And they don't even pay attention to the vitamins and the minerals and the electrolytes and all these little things that can make or break your progress. There's a big difference between, high nutrient dense foods and low nutrient dense foods, right? You can meet your macros with junk food, but it doesn't mean that's the healthy way to go, right? You want to be meeting your macros with high nutrient dense foods that are going to be also giving you the vitamins and the minerals and the enzymes and all that good stuff that you need for your body to function optimally. All right, so with that being said, let's get into the workout today. So who else we got joining in? I'm just hanging out here, letting a few people who are ready to tune in, join in for the live. Derek is tuning in. Sheriar is joining in, all ready to go from Scotland. We've got Corey tuning in from Australia. He's in the future, so he's tomorrow morning in Australia. Hopefully the future is looking good. We've got Gamal joining in. Welcome, guys. Welcome. He's from Egypt. So again, international audience. We got Canada. We got the United States. We've got Europe. We've got Egypt. We got Australia. See if we can get every continent on the world joining in today. All right, let's get this underway. I'm just going to move this over. And I'm shooting this horizontally, the lengthwise, because a lot of the exercises I'm going to be doing are ab work, laying down, and this is the best angle for shooting that from. So let me just angle this up a bit, and we'll get ready for our warm-up routine. So if you're ready to join in, let's get to it. Actually, I'm going to move the camera back for this. Move the camera back. All right. So first warm-up exercise, as always, I'm going to start with some just neck rotations up and down. Limber up the muscles. I always like to warm up from the top down. That's the way I always do it. And hopefully, if anything, you're getting that from these workouts, emphasizing the warm-up. Side to side. I'm already a bit pre-warmed up anyway, because just before I did this video, I went for a walk with my dog outside, and it was beautiful just to get outside, get some fresh air, and it's starting to warm up here in Canada. It was above zero today, so spring is starting to come. Snow's starting to melt, so it's nice to see. Didn't have to bundle up in as many layers today for my walk, which was nice. Again, neck rotations, ear to shoulder. I'll just do another round. So up and down. Side to side. Ear to shoulder. And again, do as many as you need to feel loose and limber. I recommend a minimum of 10 rotations each direction, but if you need to do more, hey, by all means do more. All right, now we're going to do some arm circles. Arm circles backwards. Arm circles forwards. All right, so now I'm going to do some chest flies. This is a good one to warm up the chest, the shoulders. It's a dynamic stretch for all those muscles as well. Just going to angle the camera up a wee bit there for this. There we go, a little bit up. All right, going to do some diagonal flies. Change direction, do the other side. All right, now we're just going to alternate swinging arms up and down like this. This is going to help to warm up the lats, warm up the shoulders, also help to stretch out the the triceps. And keep a slight bend in your elbows as you do this. Don't need to have them locked out. It's feeling pretty good. Now I'm going to do some trunk rotations. So standing with your feet shoulder width apart, arms out to the side, and just rotate at the trunk. And as you do this, breathe out as you twist. And that's a good one to work the core. I mean, that's what we're going to be focusing on today. But as you do those twists, you should really feel it in the obliques. All right, now we're going to do some deep knee bends. So just angle the camera down for this one. Deep knee bends to warm up the knees. So hands on your upper thighs, squat all the way down, and then all the way back up. All the way down, all the way back up. It's really good just to take the knees and the ankles through a full range of motion, get those kinks and cracks out. Alright, that's pretty good. Now, I've got the workout here, so we're going to get right into it. So the first exercise today, just before we get into it, I just want to make sure everyone, see if there's any questions come through. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to type into the chat window. I'll do the best I can to help you out in any way. So feel free to interact and chat as we're going through this. Let's see. Brian's tuning in as well. Welcome, Brian. Glad to have you joining the workout. Awesome. Okay, so first exercise today, we're going to do mountain climbers. This is, it's kind of like a total body workout to a degree. The mountain climber is a total body exercise because all the major muscle groups are going to come into play. but it does engage the core, right? You're going to get some core activation. And there's a couple different mountain climber variations that we can do, and I'll show you both of those. So we'll just do the basic one first. So I'll get back here, make sure I'm centered on camera for you. All right. That looks pretty good. So kind of get in almost like a push-up position. And we're just going to alternate stepping the feet back and forth like this. And each time you kick your feet back and forth, it's going to engage the core. So that is the basic mountain climber. Now you can also do that with a rotational twist if you like, and that's going to engage more of the obliques as you do the exercise. So how you would do that is the exact same thing, but you would bring your opposite knee across your body. It's almost like trying to touch your knee to your elbow. So that is a harder variation, and depending on your build, that may be too difficult. Like if you are really thick in the torso, you may not be able to do that. So just the regular mountain climber is probably good enough. But experiment with it. You can play around with both those variations. Let's grab my water. All right, next one. I'm going to do some sit-ups or crunches. Your choice for this one. If you're more advanced, you can do sit-ups. If that's too challenging, we can just do a basic crunch. And I'm going to show both variations. So we'll start with the crunch. So we're going to get back. Okay. Now, I recommend holding your hands to your abdominals and really try and feel your abs contract as you do the crunch. It's a good way to get more mind muscle connection in the muscle you train. So whenever possible, if you can put your hands on that muscle, you'll actually feel it contract even better. So that's what I recommend you do for this one. So keep your hands right on your upper abs area and just crunch up. And you should try and feel the abdominal muscles contract. And breathe out as you come up. When you do your crunches like this, you're not going to need to do a lot of reps because you're really going to get a good squeeze with each rep. And that's the thing. I'd rather you do fewer reps and really squeeze and get more muscle contraction than just mindlessly pumping out high reps. A lot of people do that with their ab training. They just kind of go through the motions with it. But really try and squeeze and contract and feel your abs working with each repetition. All right, now, if you want another variation you can do is a sit-up. And for sit-ups, I like to tuck my feet under something. So I'm going to use the edge of the sofa there. And the sit-up is a harder exercise because there's more body movement and more leverage involved, but it's also going to work the lower back more. So It works both the abdominals and the lower back. So if this hurts your back, don't do it. You can just do the crunch variation instead. That's fine. But if you can do it comfortably, then by all means, give it a go. Normally at the gym, I like to do the decline bench sit-ups. So I'll do this on a decline bench. I mean, if you have a decline bench, you could use that, but you probably don't if you're working out from home. So we can do the sit-up instead. So just come down. If you want to cross your hands over your chest or wherever, that's fine. I'm just going to sit up. So that's sit-ups or crunches, your choice. If you want to do both, you can, or you can just do one or the other. All right, so I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Got Jeff tuning in, Jacob tuning in. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the workout today. James is tuning in as well. Awesome. Again, if you have any questions, post them in the chat. And of course, as you're tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from and what time it is in your local area. Like I say, we've got people from all across the globe. I think we've got Canada, the US, Europe, the Middle East, Australia. Where else? Let me know in the chat. All right, next exercise, we're going to do some work for the lower abs, and there's a few different variations that you can do. You could do like a leg raise, you could do a reverse crunch, or we can even do another variation, a scissor kick. And I'm going to demonstrate all three of those variations. And basically you can pick one. Like, you don't have to do all these different exercises, but just pick some of these variations and incorporate them in your ab workouts. So first one is a leg raise. We've done this before in our home workouts. So get back here, make sure I'm centered. So I'm going to lie flat on the floor. I put my hands underneath my hips, just underneath my bottom there. I find that that makes this exercise more comfortable, how it props up the hips a little bit. I'm just going to do a leg raise. So bring your legs up till your body's basically in an L shape, and then slowly lower down. And keep a nice steady cadence. Now, if that exercise is too challenging, because I'm gearing this towards all fitness levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So that's kind of an intermediate exercise because you're lifting the entire weight of your legs. So if that's too challenging, you can do an easier variation with you keep your knees bent and just bring your knees up with your legs bent. And this reduces the resistance because there's less leverage. So it's less tension on the abdominals, but you're still working the lower abs and the hip flexors. And you keep your hands by your sides, wherever you want. Or you can place them on your midsection and actually feel your abs working as well. So this is a good beginner abdominal exercise. Now, an advanced one that you can do is kind of like similar to the leg raise, but it's more advanced because there's constant tension on the abs the entire time. And it's known as a scissor kick. So we're going to bring our legs up a little bit, like this. We'll just have one leg higher than the other, and we're going to cross them over, extend out, and then switch. So it's just like a scissor kick, back and forth. And this is a really challenging exercise because your abs are under tension the entire time. There you go. Those are some great moves to really hit that lower abdominal area. Play around with them and do, if you want to do them all, hey, go for it. Or if you just want to pick one of them, that's fine as well, right? So you got the beginner, intermediate, and advanced all in one move there, or one segment, right? Now we're going to do some planks. And there's a bunch of different plank variations that you can do for this. Like you can just do a standard plank holding a static contraction, which is great. You can do like up and down plank. There's different variations. So I'll just show you a couple of them here. Let's have a sip of water first. All right, so sure I'm centered on camera. That looks pretty good. So first one we can do is just basically hold a push-up position, just like this. And you could hold that for time. That is a great plank variation. It doesn't look that hard, but when you hold it, you're going to feel your abdominals coming into play. Like the whole abdominal wall is going to contract like this. So just hold it as a static contraction for time. If you want, you can come down on your elbows. Same thing, hold a plank like this for time. Or you can alternate doing what's known as an up and down plank. And this is a more advanced variation. So you just alternate. And where there's movement, there's more core stability involved. Another one you can do, you can hold a plank like this and just kick your legs up and down. Some people refer to it as a marching plank. This engages more of the lower abs, and it also engages the glutes and hamstrings to a degree. So here's the plank variations. Again, you can do them all like I just did, or you can just choose, whichever one you feel most comfortable with and stick to that one. All right, now we're going to work the back of the body, which is a part of the core as well. Because a lot of people, when they focus on their abs, they just think of working the abs alone. But it's always good to work the body, the entire core. So hitting each major muscle group in balance and proportion. So I want to do some work for the lower back, and this is going to help to balance things out. So for this one, we're going to do a Superman. And the Superman is basically a reverse crunch. I mean, a crunch for the lower back. That's what it is. So for this one, we're going to lay belly down. I'm going to make sure I'm centered on camera. Belly down on the floor, arms overhead. And what I'm going to do is lift up my upper body and simultaneously lift up my legs and really try and crunch and contract the lower back. So it's going to work the spinal erectors. It's going to work the glutes and hamstrings. It's also going to work a lot of the muscles throughout the upper back as well. So basically the entire back of the body. So just relax and then lift up. So lift up your head, your shoulders, your arms. Try and contract your hamstrings and glutes. Lift up your legs as high as you can and really feel the muscles of your lower back contract. And relax. Contract and relax. is the Superman. All right. That feels really good. It helps to align the spine as well. Of course, the lower back is often neglected. A lot of people don't do enough work for their lower back. So that is one round. So following the same basic template that we've been doing, 5 exercises. I'm going to do 3 rounds each for a total of 15 working sets. All right. So just going to change up the angle of this a wee bit. Show it from a different position, and we'll do another round. All right, make sure that looks good. I'm going to angle it down a wee bit. There we go. All right. And seeing I got the stability ball there, I'll probably use that for one of my exercises as well. So, the first one, starting the round all over again, going to do some mountain climbers. Get in position. Roll over there. Stay over. All right, so in a push-up position like this, I'm just going to kick the legs back and forth. My sneaker slipped off. All right, it's time to end the set, right? When the sneaker slips off. Let me tighten them up so that doesn't happen again. All right, here's a tip for you. Make sure you tighten your sneakers before you do these workouts. All right, so there. Next one, sit-ups or crunches. So I'm going to do, for this, I'm going to show crunches on the stability ball. So if you have a ball, you can use the ball. If you don't, you can just do them on the floor. But I like stability ball crunches because they give you a bigger range of motion. You get to stretch out the abdominals because you can arch back in the bottom. So lying back on the ball, we're going to do the exact same thing, but just arch back so you feel your abdominals stretch, and then crunch forward. Arch back, crunch forward. So you get a lot more range of motion when you use a stability ball. And of course, if you don't have a ball, you can do the same thing just lying on the floor. Nice, that is crunches. All right, next one. Leg raises, scissor kicks, or you can do bent leg raises, whichever one you prefer. I'm going to do the scissor kick again, so I'll just demonstrate that one. So make sure I'm centered on camera, get back here. All right. So I'm propping my hands up under my hips just to it helps elevate the hips a bit, and I find it just gives me a bit more, makes me feel more solid. Now we're going to do a leg raise where the legs are halfway up, spread the legs, and then just alternate like that. It's a scissor kick. This is really good for the lower abs. what? You can do some regular leg raises. And finish off with some bent leg raises. Almost like a drop set, where you do gradually, progressively easier moves. So there, really target the lower abs with that combo. Hey, we got a couple other people tuning in. Hey, we got Peter joining. Who else? Again, any other questions? I'm just going to scroll through. Peter, Daniel, welcome guys. Glad to have you tuning into the workout today. It's all about abs and core today. That's what we're focusing on. So next one, we're going to do planks. So again, we can do the up and down planks. You can do the marching planks or the static ones, whichever you prefer. I'm going to alternate the up and down plank as well as the marching plank. So let's just get in position again. Make sure I'm centered. Looks good. So start off in a push-up position. And then we're going to lower down onto the elbows and then back up to the push-up. Now I'm going to do the marching plank. Oops. Kicking my chair back there. Move forward a bit. So just alternate lifting your feet up. And this is going to target more of the lower abs and and to finish, we can just hold static plank. Whew. That's good. I love planks. It's one of the best abdominal exercises you can do. All right. Grab another sip of water, and then we'll move on. Who's enjoying the workout so far? Who's actually following along and doing this in real time? All right. So another set of Superman. All right, it's good to keep everything in balance and proportion. Work that lower back. All right, so lie belly down on the floor. Good. So arms extended overhead. Just make sure that I'm centered on camera and I'm not going to hit anything. So arms extended overhead. Just lift up. Let's hold that last one, get a really good squeeze. All right. So there, that is another round. And feel all the muscles of the abs burning now. It's good. Feel the upper abs, lower abs, obliques, lower back. I mean, it's all coming into play. It's fun to do this from time to time. I remember back in the day, I actually used to be a personal trainer at the YMCA, and they used to do a whole bunch of group fitness classes. And one that they had, I think they called it Ultimate Abs, and it was kind of similar to what we're doing here. It was a 45-minute group session that went through a warm-up routine, just like what we did, and then it was just all core work for 45 minutes straight. And it was just different body weight exercises, very similar to what we're doing here, and they used to change it up all the time. But just having this dedicated ab day, because like most people when they're training abs, you're just throwing in a few sets here and there, maybe like, a few sets of crunches or a few sets of sit-ups or something at the end of your workout. You don't really dedicate a day to just abdominal training. So it's sometimes good to do this, especially now. Hey, the gym is closed. There's no excuse not to be doing things like this. I mean, you can focus on other aspects of your fitness that you probably didn't focus on before, right? You've got time to do it now. So you can take dedicated ab days, dedicated stretching days, dedicated days to work on mobility, right? You can do all this kind of stuff. Extra cardio, like getting outside for walks or jogs or bike rides or whatever you want, right? Take advantage of this while you can. Like, look at our current situation in a positive light, if at all possible, right? Like, there's always a silver lining to everything. I like to believe that, right? It's as stressful and as weird and as awkward as the situation is, I always believe that everything happens for a reason and a purpose. In some way, somehow, some shape or form, we're going to come out of this better because of it, right? Like, it's almost like a reset. Sometimes you need to kind of hit rock bottom before you can turn things around. And that applies with fitness as well. Like, I see a lot of people, like, when it comes to their fitness, they don't want to take action. They keep saying, oh, I'll do it later or whatever. And they keep putting it off until they hit rock bottom. And then all of a sudden they're forced to change because they've hit rock bottom. And maybe this is, the universe's way. This is God's way of like making the world hit rock bottom so that we change and make some positive improvements for the better. I like to believe that anyway, whether it's true or not. If you operate from that mindset that everything happens for a reason and a purpose, then you'll find the benefit from it, and it will actually, you'll see the benefit. So that's something that I really like to focus on. And, I think that we're going to come out of this in a better situation than we did when we came into it. All right, let's do one more round of this, guys. One more round of abs. So starting off with the mountain climbers again. Let's just angle that over. No, this way over here. All right, mountain climbers it is. All right, push-up position. And we're just going to make sure I'm centered on camera. It looks pretty good. So just alternate, kicking your feet back and forth. Whew. As far as the reps, I'm not really counting. I just go until I feel a burn. But I mean, you can go with it your own fitness level, your own pace. I mean, don't feel like you have to do the exact same thing that I'm doing. I mean, you can go at your own pace with these exercises. I'm just using this as a guideline. I mean, obviously modify the workouts, modify the exercises for you and your own individual fitness level. All right, next one, sit-ups or crunches. I'm going to do another set of sit-ups. So just angle this over here. So I'm going to use the edge of my sofa. right there, and do a set of sit-ups. I think that's pretty good. So get back here and tuck my feet under the edge, tuck my toes under the sofa, cross the arms over the chest there, come down and sit up. Now, of course, if that's too difficult, just do regular crunches, right? You don't need to do the sit-ups. You can just lie down and do crunches. Again, do whatever variation feels the best for you. All right. Okay, now we're going to do another set of, for the lower abs, leg raises or scissor kicks, or both, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to do the, do my leg raises again. So, make sure I am centered. Hands underneath the bottom to prop up the hips. And I'm just going to do leg raises. So bring your legs all the way up and slowly lower them down under control. Now I'm going to do some scissor kicks. So just bring the feet halfway up and alternate doing a scissor kick. Abs are getting fatigued now. I'm going to finish off with some bent knee raises. I'd say I'm probably going to be sore in the abs tomorrow, because I normally never do this much abdominal training in a single session. So this is a challenge for me as well. All right, take a quick little breather, and then we'll get into the planks. Any other questions coming through? Awesome. Sherry R is following along, saying he's feeling it. I bet you are feeling it. I know I certainly am. Good stuff, man. I'm glad that you're following along with this, right? Taking advantage of it, following along in real time. It's like having a virtual workout partner, right? Got to practice social distancing in person, but you don't have to do it virtually, right? We can still stay connected through social media. All right, another set of the plank. So get back in position here. So we're going to do the the up and down plank, and then we're going to do some of the marching plank. So make sure I'm centered. I think that looks pretty good. Yep, that looks pretty good. So up and down plank. Whew. Now I'm going to get down and do the marching plank. So just hold that static position and alternate marching the feet back and forth. Now I'm just going to hold a static plank. My abs are feeling it. Woo! All right. Oh, that's good. One more, and then we're done. Another set of the Superman. Now, if you have a stability ball, I'm going to show a variation that you can use. It's kind of like a stability ball hyperextension that you can use if you have access to one, of course. So just change this up. So I'm still going to do my regular Superman, but I'm going to show you this stability ball variation as well. So I'm going to use it up against the edge of the sofa, like right there. Okay, stability ball, and we're going to use that for our back raise. I think that's pretty good. Just angle it over so you can get a good view of it. We actually did this one during the back workout because it is a lower back exercise, but you can do it in this workout as well. So try and hook your toes. In my case, I'm hooking them up under the edge of the sofa. Get your lower abs onto the ball. Curl over and extend up. Curl over and extend up. So it's just like doing a back raise with the stability ball. Really good for working the spinal erectors, the muscles of the lower back. Also going to engage some glutes and hamstrings in there as stabilizers because you need those to balance yourself. Now, of course, if you don't have the ball, you just do regular Superman. Just make sure that that's angled down for this. There you go, so you'll be able to see it, of course. So regular Superman, just going to lie belly down on the ground. Arms straight overhead. And just arch up. So lift your arms, lift your feet. Hold that last one. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold it for as long as you can. And get a good contraction throughout all the muscles of the back of the body. So there we go. Whew. Another, oops, back over here. Ooh, here I am. Another follow along home workout done. And if you followed along and you actually did this, I tip my hat to you. Respect. Because this was a challenging workout today. This was a... When it comes to training the abs, you really need to dig deep because it burns, right? It burns, and you can really feel, all those muscles, just that lactic acid and the fatigue setting in. It's just as much of a mental game as anything else, to get through a workout like this. So if you did it, I tip my hat to you. Good for you. And if you're going to do it on the replay, that's fine as well, as long as you actually do it. That's the most important part of this whole thing, right? Is that you're taking action and you're doing it, and you're not using this as an excuse to get lazy. So, if you enjoyed this workout, let me know down in the comments. Of course, I appreciate any feedback you can share. And I will be back again tomorrow with another live follow-along workout. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm open to suggestions. If you have any suggestions of what you would like to see covered tomorrow, feel free to post it down in the comment section below. Let me know. And who knows, maybe the most popular suggestion will get chosen. Like I'm kind of doing these workouts on the fly. And so just to recap, the first week was all metabolic conditioning, total body circuits. The second week was body part split, where we hit each individual muscle group. And now I'm kind of open, whatever you'd like to see. We even threw in a stretching workout, the abdominal workout. So, if you want to throw in some different exercises, different workouts, let me know in the comments, and we'll put together a program, and we'll have fun with it. That's the whole purpose of this, is to have fun, enjoy your workouts, right? It doesn't have to be this dreadful, monotonous task. I mean, it can be fun and enjoyable, and you can make it, a lot of variety in there as well. So, have yourself a great one, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow, and we'll do it again. Another live workout tomorrow, same time, same place. Have yourself a good one. Stay safe. Over and